let's well, yeah, let's get started and then people will come. So hey
Okay.
everybody, my name is Tu. We're here for another week of live stream. Oh, you know what? Actually, I thought about this. I will actually let people know what the show name is because I never announced that.
Oh yeah, you never did. It's just really always a title and your
Yeah.
name.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm doing this show. I call it the Fang Real Estate Show
Okay.
because Fang's my last name. So it's inspired by this guy, Chia, and I thought I need to be a little bit more
Dollar.
original.
That's there.
Yeah. So again, my name is Tu. Welcome to the Fang Real Estate Show. We're live streaming every week, Sunday, 11 Central Time on Facebook, in particular to the Hmong Investors Real Estate Group. But we also post this on YouTube. And if you guys are watching this later on YouTube, go ahead and leave a comment or subscribe. Like Jimmy Kimmel said, it costs nothing to subscribe. So go ahead and like and subscribe below. This week, I have a very important guy. I've been like watching his stuff for a long time. So I just want to introduce you guys to Chia from Chia Talks. And why don't you give us a little like intro first, and then we could do some shout outs and stuff like that. So go ahead.
Yeah, so well, my name is Chia from Chia Talks, as you can see. And I've been in I'm a realtor here in Sacramento and Elk Grove area for a little bit over 3 years now, going on four. Came by hella fast. And I also have I'm also a father, a husband. I got two kids. Been married for a little bit over, man, 10 years now, dude.
Yeah, early,
I
dude.
know. 10 years now. Been married a little bit over 10 years now. But yeah, that's me for now.
Okay. Uh, in case people miss your introduction, then why don't we do a quick audio test
Okay.
quickly? Why don't you guys let us know where you guys are from? Just put in like you're from Minnesota. I'm from Minnesota. You're from Cali. Do that so we know that at least you guys can hear us. Because there's no
Hey, I
point in
see
having a stream.
Lisa.
Yeah.
I see Lisa online. I see Kia online. Hey, put a comment. Can you guys hear us? Lisa and Kia, both of us.
Yeah. Yeah. If you see anyone, let's do some quick shout outs too. I see Joe Vang. You just joined us. Hey, Joe, let us know if you can hear us.
I see Miley Yang. She just joined us. Can you
Yeah,
guys
my
hear us?
yeah. Tong and Pa, thanks for joining us. But let us know.
Okay,
All right,
Kia says yes.
all right, cool.
Thank you, Kia.
Yeah, thank you. There's Minnesota. All right, Minnesota in the house.
Kia,
Uh,
tell everybody where you're from. Lisa, tell everybody where you're from. I know where they're from, but
yeah, Mike here. Thanks for joining. She's been supportive. She's always
Mike,
working.
yeah, I've been seeing a lot of her posts. Mike Kia.
Yeah, she's a rock
Yeah.
star up here.
Okay, Tong says loud and clear.
All right.
Mike Kia says hello, team. You part of her team? I don't think she's talking to me.
We're all the same team, man.
Oh, are you talking about the Hmong investor group?
Yeah, you're the same team too.
Okay. She wasn't. She was pretty vague, so I didn't know what team
Yeah.
she was talking about.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So
California.
yeah, yeah, 9 million. All right. So yeah, let's continue to get started then.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So in case people miss it, let's do a quick intro again. Sorry, we're gonna do intro 2 times. So why don't you
Okay.
let us know your name again, and then this time around, why did you? I mean, you have Chia Talks. You're a realtor, so why did you start Chia Talks? And so do an intro then, and let me know why. Let us know why you started Chia Talks.
So my name is Chia. I'm a Vang. Here in Sacramento. Been a realtor for a little bit over 3 years, going on four. I started Chia Talks because, believe it or not, when I spoke to a lot of family members, especially my community, I noticed that even the most basic thing about real estate, they didn't even know what it was. Like they didn't know what they didn't know, right? And the things they did know, they were also pretty biased about the things they did not know. So like little things as simple as how much is a down payment for a home. And I'm like, well, it depends. It's a percentage. And it's like they want to know actual numbers, right? And so whenever I tell them an actual number, they'd be like, okay, I saved up enough for that amount. So can I buy a house now? I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way, you know? And so they'd be like, how much is a down payment for like a $250,000 house? I'll be like, if you qualify for the 3% down payment conventional, it's only 7,500. They'd be like, okay, I got 7,500. Let's go buy a home. I'm like, and then they end up looking at homes that's like 300K, and I'm like, no, now your down payment went up because it's a 3% percentage. So
Yeah.
little things like that got me figured out that people are really like people really don't know what the heck's going on, you know, and that's why they don't really make that step. So that's why Chia Talks came into effect, and I've been doing that for like a little bit over 2 years now. Just started on the radio and going live on
Yeah.
Facebook, and I've been doing that ever since. Just educating the community, telling them the basics, because like no matter where you are in life, I think going back to the fundamentals is always important. You got to know the fundamentals.
Yeah. Yeah. So you kind of started it just to kind of educate the community
Educate,
in a
just
way.
to educate.
Yeah.
But it started changing along the way as I started this, because people started approaching me about advertisement. People started approaching me about collaborating. People started approaching me about sponsoring me. And
Uh-huh.
so it became something different now, to where I was like, okay, you know what? I need to create a YouTube channel now. So
That's
that way they don't have to keep waiting for my weekly show. So that's when
yeah.
I created my intro, my logo, my
Uh-huh.
YouTube channel, started posting up videos everywhere. And yeah.
Yeah. When I look at your stuff, I'm like, damn, man, if I continue this, because like I just wanted to kind of educate our community too, right? Especially
Yeah, yeah,
like the
yeah.
investors community. Like I feel like our Hmong community, we haven't really gone out and explore and invest that much at all.
No.
And so like I wanted to just kind of have a place where we could get like the guys like you that had done it for a while, and then these other guys had been doing it and kind of share their stories and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So maybe I need to be a little bit more professional. uh, uh, okay.
You
So
doing
then,
good.
what were you doing before you became a realtor and before Chill Talks? What was
Believe
that?
it or not, dude, I was a smog mechanic. For those of you that live in a state to where you guys gotta smog your vehicles every 2 years, or
Yeah.
every time you sell your car or change ownership, I was that guy you had to meet to pass inspections before you sell your car or change ownership. I was doing that for like a little bit over 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I did after I got out of high school, and then I got tired of doing it because every time whenever I came home and took a shower, my wife never wanted to hold me because I was too greasy. Come on, like I'll go and shower and the tub will be white when I enter, right? And by the time
Yeah.
I'm done, it's like I painted my whole tub black.
Yeah. 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 I think
And
your wife's
so
just like tired of cleaning up after you shower. She's like,
yeah, I think that's what happened, man. And so I got tired of that life. And plus, like I was always underneath vehicles and like sniffing tailpipe emissions. And
yeah,
that's hella bad for your health.
yeah, yeah,
So I got super tired of that. And I just didn't really hate being out in the heat when I didn't really have to.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and then
So
from there, I
how did
go
you
ahead.
transition that like to
So it's funny because I got tired of it after doing it for 3 years or so, and then I went to one of my Bible study groups that I normally go to,
yeah,
and one of my buddy came out, and he's never really there. He's never there at those groups, but for some reason that week he was there,
yeah,
and I was just asking the group, "Hey man, pray for me because I'm looking for a different career path right now because I hate doing what I'm doing." And then he goes, "Dude, come check us out, man. I'm a broker. Come check out what real estate is all about." And I was like, "Okay, I'm open, whatever. I've never thought about being selling houses, but I'll go check it out." So long story short, I went to career night and I loved it. I saw myself doing it. Looked pretty simple, and I jumped on. But I did not get my license till like 2016. this happened in 2015 or so, but I was still super excited about it. So I started doing hella research, and I
Yeah.
found out about investing. I found out about wholesaling, flipping houses, holding properties to rent, and then I
So you
couldn't.
got the real estate bug.
Yeah, I did. I
So
got the real estate bug that you and Chai keep talking about.
yeah,
And then I got super addicted. So when I went to work, I started doing hella more research. And then
yeah,
they're like, yeah, you gotta go find deals. Deals are the number one thing, because if you have good deals, doesn't matter about anything else. People will come to you. And I'm like,
yeah.
okay, I'll go find a deal. So I started out actually as an investor in real estate wholesaling before
Uh-huh.
I was a realtor.
So where was this at?
I don't understand. Oh shoot, hold on. Google is on.
Oh.
But
So was this
yeah,
was this still in like the SAC area that you're at right
yeah, it
now?
was.
Yeah.
I was still smogging vehicles, dude.
Yeah.
I was still smogging vehicles, and this was when I was clocked in, and it was slow. I was waiting for cars to come in, and I'll
Yeah.
go on the computer on a computer or on my phone. I would look up properties and stuff on Craigslist. Or
Yeah.
whenever I'm off, I was always driving by certain homes, because they say look for the home that looks distressed, right?
Yeah.
Tall grass, mail all over the floor. So I started driving. I'm like, oh man, there's a lot of those around my area,
Yeah.
and then it got me super pumped. So I started off doing that first, and then the guy I was looking into told me I gotta make phone calls. So what I started doing was start making phone calls, but I wasn't just making phone calls to sellers. I was actually making phone calls to property managers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I remember the script. I will call property managers. I'll go on Google and look up Sacramento property managers, and then I will go on there and I'll call a property manager, and I'll be like, "Hey, I'm a new real estate investor in town. My name is Chia. Uh, I'm looking for a property manager that could potentially manage some of my properties in the future."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so a bunch of them will call me back and be like, "Oh yeah, 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 I got your voicemail. Yeah, so here's our terms, here's our fees." But that was just a gateway to get their attention, you know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't have
Yeah.
any properties.
Well, you
And so
will. So you better
yeah,
like.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I didn't really technically lie to them, right? But
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
will in the future. And so I will talk to them and I will tell them, yeah, like I'm a new investor in town. Did you ever come across properties to where the properties that you're managing will go for sale? I got cash and I'm looking to buy them from you, and we could probably work something out. So some of the property managers, of course, they shut me down, be like, oh,
Yeah.
just another investor, hang up. So I got a bunch of people hanging out with me, but I still
Yeah.
continue calling. And I
Man.
kid you not, one time a property manager called me and goes, "Hey, I got a property that's off the market, and you might want to look into it." So I didn't know how to look up ARV or how much it's worth or how much I should sell it for, wholesale it out for. I didn't know any of that.
You
So
don't.
I
Yeah.
started doing more research, and then I didn't know how to look up data. So my buddy that introduced me to real estate gave me his MLS.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
gave me his MLS, and he was like, "Chia, since you're not a realtor yet, I want you to get familiarized with the MLS to search our properties." So I'm like, "Okay, cool." So he gave me his user account, and I
no.
was always
You. He was there with you. Go through
he
the account.
he was, but he wasn't. So
Yeah.
this buddy of mine, he doesn't like to really hold people's hands. He just
Yeah.
likes to tell you what to do and then let you
Yeah.
go and do what you gotta do. And if you
Yeah.
fail, you mapaka san.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So then he let me use his MLS, and I was searching all these properties, and I double checked if the property was really online, and
Yeah.
it wasn't. It wasn't on the market. So I'm like, oh man, this is a off market deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so and I started analyzing it from some of the calculators that I found, like bigger pockets and all that.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh man, this this home is actually worth a lot more than what this guy's selling me for, even if I wholesale it out to another cash buyer.
Yeah.
So I found out in the middle of that property manager was also a wholesaler.
Yeah.
But then the deal that she brought to me had a little bit more meat on there to where
Yeah.
I can still wholesale that wholesale deal to another cash buyer.
Oh, you daisy chaining it like what's that?
So I did my math correctly. So I'm like, if I did this right, I could make like $2,000-3,000 from this wholesale deal already. So
Yeah.
I did that, and I started putting up putting the the numbers on Craigslist.
Yeah.
It's saying that good
That,
deal going on off the market, and
oh, okay.
they call those bandit
Yeah.
ads, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Or wolf ads, and I put that on there, and I got hella people calling me that they want to buy the house,
Yeah.
but I could check your address, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so what I would do is I would do that, and then people will call me, and they come and I'll pre-qualify them, tell them to
Yeah.
send me like a fake pre-approval letter or whatever they had, proof of
Yeah.
funds, and then they send it, and then I'll send them the address. They're going to look at it, and then I'll connect them with the wholesaler,
Yeah.
and then from there I'll get into a contract, and then this is really important because when you get the contract, you got to put as you got to put the terminology you gotta put
Assigned
the
to, yeah. Like,
you got to put the terminology so that you can assign it, right?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so I put that on there, and so I was able to assign it to the cash buyer so that when it closed, I still get my check. And
Yeah.
I remember like 3 months of doing this, I finally got my first check
Oh,
while I was still working. I never
yeah.
even
Yeah.
saw the home. And
Oh,
then
okay.
and then all of a sudden, the wholesaler goes, "Okay, your check is in the mail. Here's a closed transaction." And I got an email from North American Title saying, "Where would you like your check mailed to?" I'm like, "Is this for real?" And then all of a sudden, let's say I checked on it. Huh?
So how
And
much? Do you remember how much that was?
it was like $2,000.
Okay. So just 2 grand. It took you
It
three
was just
months.
two. It was just $2,000 of doing nothing, working from my job computer, a smogs, and just assigning the deal to a cash buyer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I did that, and then I even took a picture of that check and put it on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Oh, okay.
So it's in my timeline somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So that was your first wholesale deal,
that
right?
was my first wholesale
Yeah.
deal, and
So,
I honestly I didn't thought I was gonna be able to do it.
yeah. Well,
So
it took you 3 months though.
it took me 3 months to
Yeah.
find people to do it, but that wasn't my last deal.
Okay, but that's good though. It doesn't matter like the first one, you really just need to get that first one done because
Yeah.
now you have a system, right? And now you have a network of like these people that wants to buy, these investors that wants to buy. Now you have a network of like property managers that are probably gonna contact you again. Um, how was that? I'm curious. Like, are you always naturally good at calling people, or
Nope.
so
Heck
how
no.
did that start? When you're
I had to go and look up scripts.
yeah
I had to go on Google and look up scripts and be like cold call leads,
yeah
scripting, or like I have to look up like and new investor scripts,
yeah
property manager scripts, like little things like that. And so I had to look up scripts and I had to practice it. And
yeah
then again, like I got hung up a lot on before because of my bad scripting, or I
yeah yeah.
couldn't handle objections, right? They say certain things, I'll be like, or sometimes I'll be so nervous, I'll hang up on them.
Hey, I done that. Well, I call and then I don't want them to pick up.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll get that still, I'll call people, I'll be like, oh man, I hope they don't pick up. It'll be so much easier. At least I know I tried.
Yeah. So why did you do you still have some of those scripts? Maybe like if people message you, you
I
could share with
don't, but I could probably look it up and
them.
share it
Yeah.
with you. Yeah, but then again, it's super easy, and it's not important about the script. Here's what I found out: when people focus too much on the script, they become robots.
Yeah.
So imagine I call you, right? I'm like, oh yeah, my name is Chia. I'm an investor from Sacramento. Can I talk to the property manager? Like, you sound too robotic.
Yeah.
The whole point of scripting is so that you have a reference point of knowing what to say and how to say it. But
Yeah.
you're supposed to internalize it and make it your own, because like you're two, I'm Chia. I can't be two, and you
Yeah.
can't be Chia. We
Yeah.
both have our own personalities. We both have our own character, to where some people would rather work with us or rather work with you than work with me, vice versa.
Yeah. Yep.
So because of that, you have to find out your uniqueness of the script and make it your own, so that whoever you come in contact to you, they could be like, oh man, you're just the way you are over the phone. You're not
Yeah.
like a different person. Because like in the beginning, what ended up happening was I was so robotic that when people liked me over the phone and they met me in real life, they didn't like me no more because in real life I was different versus in over the phone. You see what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's important.
Yeah. So basically, be yourself. You have to kind of make the script your own. It's
Uh-huh.
just a reference point. Yeah.
It is a reference point all the
Okay.
time. Don't
Yeah.
ever use that script like as like your own word because
Yeah.
you're gonna sound like a robot.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
you're a realtor in Sac and Elk Grove, and what have you like? Who are your clients? Like, who have you helped? Do you have any um
As a
uh
realtor,
yeah.
I've helped a lot of families.
What was that first family that you helped?
Oh man, yeah. Okay, so my first family that I helped was in Marysville. They were buying in Marysville, and Marysville from Sacramento is like an hour drive.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and so I was so excited, I was willing to drive all the way out there. So this couple, little Laura, they're pretty old. They
Yeah.
were moving from Pasadena, and
Uh-huh.
that's like a couple hours away from Sacramento. They were
Yeah.
selling their house there, and they wanted to move to Marysville because that's where their daughter was at.
Uh-huh.
So I met them at a listing that they were interested in, and then from there, I just continued showing them homes. I was so hungry in the beginning and so excited that um, I was able to get my first closed deal within a month and a half of being a
Oh.
realtor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then from there it started piling up to me doing over 20 plus transactions my first year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
20 plus.
so my first family it was like Mikada,
Oh,
Mikada,
okay.
older couple, and it
Well,
was
okay.
in
I understand.
Marysville.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
was in Marysville. I think it was like a $260,000 home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
so then, I mean, sorry, we're going back and forth, but
That's fine.
in the timeline, you have your small job, and then how did you like when you got your license? Did you just like quit?
Oh yeah, I quit. So when I had my license, right? I had my license, and then
And then,
of the end of 2015, I told my boss, "Hey, I'm gonna quit in January or February, because I wanna seek a different career path as a
yeah.
realtor." And then during that time, my boss is really cool. He's a young folk. He's hella cool, and he was just like, "Damn, Chi, I don't want you to quit, bro." And then so in the time he knew I was quitting, so he brought in a guy to come and replace me. So
Yeah.
I had to train that new guy. So I was okay with staying because I wanted to help him out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I trained the guy to a point where he got comfortable on his own. Then I left. So
Yeah.
I left in the end of January 2016.
Yeah.
And then I went into being a realtor full time from there.
How,
Cause
how did you
I
how
go
did
ahead.
you like because most how did you decide like I mean being a realtor is commission based, right?
Uh-huh. a
So you
hundred
have
percent
this,
commission.
yeah, you have this salary, you have this income stream coming in from your small job. Of course, it's a job that you don't want to do, but nevertheless, it's still an income coming in. So
Yeah,
how do you like
security.
leave that income and go to like 100% commission based when you're not like? How did you just say, "Hey, I'm just gonna jump in"? Because most people do it like part time a little bit first, and then they jump in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So at first I was gonna do part-time, but then my buddy that got me into real estate says that, man, you do it part-time, you're not gonna make any money. And
Yeah,
because it's kind of like you're about to go jump in a pool, right?
yeah,
Dip. Is it? Oh, you know?
yeah,
Part-time for me is like dipping your toes in a cold lake.
yeah,
And so it's not until you jump full body in that it's like, okay, I can't get out no more. Because when I get out, it's actually colder outside than it is inside the lake.
yeah, yeah,
So for me, that's what I thought. And then of course, this is where your spouse comes in, right?
yeah.
Your
Uh-huh.
partner in crime. So my spouse at that time, she was still part-time at
Yeah,
her job. She wasn't permanent yet. And so we planned it out. I was like telling her, hey, I really want to quit my job and go full-time to real estate. I think I could do this. I was
yeah,
so
yeah.
pumped up. And my wife was like, heck no, we need that money. And I'm part-time now. I'm like, okay, when are you gonna go full-time? And then she goes, I'll be full-time in January. Perfect. I'm gonna quit in January.
Oh,
And so we had to make sacrifices. Come
yeah,
on. So we had to like reduce our bills every month.
yeah,
And I had to tell her, okay, automatically nah. Then if I sell one house, so the average agent don't make a sell until like 6 months. I'm gonna try to
Yeah.
do that in 3 months,
Yeah.
and then we'll be okay. So we did that, and then my wife's income alone was able to handle all our bills during that time,
Uh-huh.
only hers.
Yeah.
So that's why I was able to go in full time. I know that some people are not able to do that, but for me, I was able to do that during that time. So, and to be honest, dude, Google personality am. Even if we were able to make enough to go full time like that or not, I would have still went full time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just my personality. I'm okay with taking risk.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then it was really easy for me to go full time
Oh,
because
yeah.
I
Yeah.
knew what I wanted to do. I knew what I could do because I saw the potential already from the wholesaling method.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so with the sale, it's gonna be a little bit. It should be easier, right? And
Yeah.
so I jumped in.
So you, but yeah, you already got some funds from the wholesale deals already too. Some savings, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we did save up some money.
Mm-hmm.
We did save us some money to like up to 3 or 4 months worth to
Yeah.
handle all our bills in case something bad happens.
Yeah.
We did
Yeah.
do that. But again, I was super hungry. I treated the new career as like a full-time job. So in the
Yeah. Yeah.
beginning, the first year, dude, I was in the office from like 9 to 5, even if I
Yeah.
had nothing going on,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and that helped me out so much. That
Yeah.
helped me out so much because I saw people going in and out, meeting with the agents on the team. I learned how to script. I made a bunch of phone calls, and during that year, I was so excited. I was always going live on Facebook, sharing like, oh yeah, you
Yeah.
want to buy a home. Well, first in the beginning of the year, my buddy was telling me, Chia, like you're a realtor now, but everybody still thinks you're a smart tech. That's a
Yeah.
problem. You need to retrain their minds. I'm like, how do I do that? Every time, whenever they call you, you gotta tell them that you quit being a realtor, you quit
Oh.
being the smart tech, and that you're a realtor now. So everybody
Oh.
that called me, I would be like, because I would get people calling me all the time, being like, "Hey, Chia, bro, can you come help me fix my car?" You know how it is. You know how it is, right? People will
Yeah.
always call you because they want to like freeload off of your experience and stuff. And so I'll get hella family members calling me, and I remember I would be like, "Oh, what you call Che?" Yeah, they'd be like, "What do you do now then?" Come beside your Che.
That's true. Honestly. That's a great tip, though. I think what your friend said and what you did. You really need to change other people's mindset and how they see you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Now
yeah,
that you're in the real estate industry, you need to kind of get other people to think to shift their mindset of you,
yeah.
and
Hmm.
so that when they'll reach out to you about real estate instead of car. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. So, dude, it took me like, I kid you not, it took me like a whole full year to retrain all my friends and family's mind that see it you call Che, it's more Che's.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So was that when you like? I mean, you're not dirty anymore. So was that when you're like, all right, I gotta clean myself up too,
Dude,
or?
I don't even do my own oil change anymore, dude. That's the easiest job. I take it to a shop because during that 30-minute time, I could be making phone calls and meeting a client. Come on.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Because like, we're commission based. So time, you can't get time back. Come on.
yeah.
So
Man, I'm
like,
gonna after talking to you, I'm gonna go to the office more. I don't go.
you have to. Dude, going to the office is so important. People think it's really, really like stupid because they don't got nothing going on at the office. They're
Yeah,
just looking at other people. But dude, magic happens at your office.
yeah, yeah. My office is clean because I don't have much stuff there. And my
No,
and
dude.
my buddy, the other my coworker, the other realtor, he got like all his stuff. So I need to go there, and I need to like take over my space for real. So
Oh, because
yeah,
here's what happens when you go there. So my first year, what helped me a lot too was being a showing agent.
yeah,
A showing agent, for those of you that don't know what it is when other realtors in your team are so busy with so many clients that they don't have time to actually go and show their buyer homes.
yeah,
So I will always volunteer. I'd be like, hey, I'm here. I don't have nothing to do. I need to know the area better too. So let me go show your clients a home. And so when I did that, every time, whenever a home that I sold, they will pay me a 10% commission.
yeah, yeah.
And so I was showing hella homes for people on my team. And dude, I was making good money. I was like,
Yeah,
damn,
good stuff.
I don't even need to sell a house, I just show homes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But then it got to a point where it became chump change
yeah, yeah, yeah,
to where I could have gotten a bigger check if that was my client that I was helping.
yeah, yeah,
And then I could have help somebody else show my clients. Kabbalah.
yeah, yeah. So you,
So in the beginning, showing agent is also really, really good too, because dude, I learned so much on showing because I learned how to read my client's body language, learn
yeah,
how to ask good questions. I learned the neighborhoods. I
yeah,
even was able to see investor special houses. Come on, like
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
drive by and I'll try to remember the house I saw that was distressed. I'll be like,
yeah,
oh damn, that house is a product potential good flip.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
I
you
was
really get to
killing like two,
understand the
three.
market. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I was killing like two birds with one stone, and it
yeah,
helped me so much to learn the area, the zip codes. Like nowadays, people are telling me, "Oh yeah, I live in Rosemont area." I'll be like, "Oh yeah, the 95826 area." They'll be like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" It's like, "Oh, it's a Rosemont area." Come on, I'll give them the zip code, and that's how it should be because the people know that you know the demographic of the area, and then they trust you more. Come on.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, let's shift gears a little bit. I know we talk a lot about your real estate business. So, being a realtor, being an entrepreneur, uh, closing 20 deals in your first year, right?
Yeah, a little bit over. I forgot how many. I think it was
Yeah.
29,
Oh,
27 or
yeah.
29 deals.
30 deals within 1 year. Man, I got to get there. So, I need some advice from you. But, so you built this business, your real estate business, but you also do some wholesaling. And in particular, I see one of your videos. You were talking about how you created, what, $35,000 on your own property?
Yeah,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
So how did you do that? Maybe give that tips because maybe other investors or other homeowners are listening, and maybe they could use that tip to kind of if they haven't seen your video, go watch it. But you get a snippet right now.
Yeah. So when we bought that home, going in, my mindset was always long term, right? I
Yeah.
always tell my clients this too. Whenever you buy a home, especially your first home, don't look at that first home as your dream home, be all home. Think of it as a long time investment property, right? To
Yeah.
where don't let it be a super nice home. Let it be like a little bit of a cosmetic fixer.
Yep.
So when we bought that home, I knew that I because we bought it for a good deal, and um, it was on the home. So here's a tip: whenever you buy homes, target homes that has been on the market for a long time, longer
Okay.
than the average days on the market. So if you know that the average day to sell a home in Sacramento is about 29 days, and if a home is on the market longer than 29 days and there's no offers on it, that's probably like a motivated seller right there in
Yeah.
the market, right? So then when I was looking at homes to buy, I came across that property that's been on the home for like on the market for like over 50 days.
Yeah.
I went and looked at it. I'm like, oh, it's nice. It's gonna give us what we need, and it's a little bit different. A nice area. It needs a little bit of work. So when we bought it, we renovated it right away.
So
And
how did you buy it? Did you like
I
was it
financed it. Financed it low 3% down
three
conventional.
percent? Oh, owner occupied
Owner
because you're gonna live in
occupied.
it.
So for those of you that say that you guys don't have money to invest, this is a poor man's investment strategy to wealth.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I call this a poor man strategy. You you buy a house that you're gonna live in, because when you live in a house, banks are gonna be like, okay, it's really little liability and risk on our end because you're living there, so you're gonna be making the mortgage. So okay,
Yeah.
we will give you a low interest rate because you're living there, and we'll give you a low down payment requirement up to
Yeah.
3% if you qualify.
Yeah.
If not, then FHA 3.5% is still low.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we qualify for conventional 3% down. So we just put the bare minimum down.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you know how much was that around?
It was the house we bought it for 225.
Yeah. So 3%.
225, and then if you did the math on that, it was It was $6,750 of a down payment.
So you need 6 grand or seven, let's say. You need
Basically
seven
7. But
grand.
you still have closing costs. Remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So
So
maybe
so
10,000 total.
yeah, I say
You
about
can start investing.
11,000 out the door, 11,000 to close the deal,
Yeah,
like about 11,000 because that's closing costs, fees, transfer taxes, and the down payment. So
yeah,
about 11,000 that we put into the house. And then when we moved in, we're like, man, let's freaking paint the cabinets because it's hella ugly. We painted
yeah,
it white, changed the accessories, changed the floors to laminate, made it look hella nice.
yeah,
Install like a barn door that I made myself. I wanted DIY.
yeah.
I wanted to put my hands pretty, be a handyman. And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I created a barn door for the pantry room, knocked down some walls in the bedroom to make the closet bigger.
yeah,
I started doing that work. But then when you own a home, if you're planning on flipping it within 2 years, you're gonna get taxed on the capital gains.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Capital
I
gain.
knew that. So I lived there for 2 years.
Yeah, yeah,
And then in 2 years, that's when I sold it. And then because I also knew that where the market was headed, I was willing to gamble on that. I knew that the market was continuing to rise, so my
yeah,
home was going to be worth a little bit more in a couple of years.
yeah, yeah,
And so that, on top of the renovations that I did to the home, was what got me to force the home's value up to
yeah,
like, because I sold it for like almost 270.
yeah. So
Yes, I bought the
270.
home for 225, sold it for like almost 270.
Yeah. So how much was your renovation budget? How much did you spend on it?
The floor was
Yeah,
like the floor was like 3,500 because I had this handyman come and do it.
yeah,
He did for like 3,500. It wasn't a big house. It was like a 1,400 square foot house,
yeah,
but it was, and so he renovated the floors, and then I say me doing the barn door that probably cost me like $150 or something.
yeah, yeah,
And then I sold my mom's house to come live with me and watch my kids.
yeah, yeah,
And so she turned my whole backyard into a garden, so it looked hella nice. So I didn't
yeah.
spend any money on that. And yeah,
Put your mom to work if you started out.
yeah, basically,
That's the
because we
tip.
had to cut down a big old tree in my backyard, and I had to
Yeah.
cut it and pull it down. I almost like that big old tree almost fell on my neighbor's fence. It was
Oh,
crazy. But then we did all of that and cleaned out my backyard, and so that didn't really cost me anything because my mom
yeah.
did all of that.
So when you
Uh,
sold it, what was your profit on that?
so because I'm a realtor,
Yeah,
the fees was I only had to pay the buyer's agent.
yeah,
Because you know how in the transaction the seller's actually paying the seller's agent and the
yeah,
buyer's agent.
yeah.
So I only had to pay the buyer's agent, so that was able to save me a lot more. So I profited, let's say, um, I
I think
I shoot.
in 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years too, and then I was also paying down the mortgage. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Also, the balance owed on it, I don't remember, man. I think it was a little bit over 35
yeah.
something
It looks
thousand
like it's
dollars.
around like 40,000 something.
Yeah, it was like about there. I
Yeah,
was able to
yeah,
profit that much, and I
yeah.
used some of that to buy this bigger home that I'm in right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, this is a 5 bedroom house.
yeah. Is your mom still staying with you?
She is. Dude,
Gotta get that
once
babysit.
once come on, and she cooks for you, she does everything for you. It's like, oh man, I don't want you to leave.
Oh, my mom's at my brother's house, so he's got more kids, so my mom's helping him out. So,
But yeah, my mom still lives with me.
oh, okay. Well, the thing about that story is like, everybody needs a place to stay, right?
Yeah.
So even if you're not doing that, you're probably renting. So at
Yep.
least like you put yourself in a position where you're able to, have a nice. Well, it's less comfortable because you have to fix it, right? And
Yeah,
then
somewhat.
yeah, yeah, and then but then you still have a place to live, and then once you exit it, like 2 years down the road, you're still like pocketing like 40,000. That's like 20,000 each year, essentially.
Yeah, you think about that, yeah.
Yeah,
Not including the tax benefits too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, I think on bigger pockets they call this a live and flip, right? So you live in it, and then after that you
Uh-huh.
flip the house, right? So after 2 years, if you want to move every 2 years, you could do this every two
Yeah,
years.
yeah, yeah. So my wife does not want to move every 2 years. I have to always convince her. So so whenever I want to do something, I have to share a story, right? A motivational story and tell my wife, here's why we need to do it. Because don't you want a better area? Don't you want a better house? I mean,
Yeah,
look, this is an upgrade from our last house. Come on, like little things
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
So like that house I sold was a 3 bedroom, 1 bath.
yeah.
And then this house is a 5 bedroom, 2 bath.
Okay, yeah. That's
You
a
know, so
that's a
it's a bigger
that's
house.
that's a really good upgrade for the sacrifice that your wife had to make for those 2 years. So thank you to your wife for making that
Yeah,
sacrifice.
yeah, dude, you have to because like especially your spouse, sometimes they don't see the future, but you as the husband, you're the visionary, right? You
Yeah,
gotta be able to share your vision with them so that they could see clearly what you're planning on doing. Because I
yeah,
remember when we first bought our first house, like when I first started real estate and I had my first check, and I told my wife, I was like, we're gonna buy our first home this year. And she's like, whatever.
uh-huh,
And I was like, for real, we're gonna buy our first home this year. She's like,
yeah,
okay, we'll see. Come on. And then I made really good money. I paid down all of our debt to the
uh-huh,
point where we qualified for a home. And then when we moved in, it was so surreal for her. She's like, damn, I can't believe we're homeowners now. Goodbye.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like she started trusting me more now with my visions
Oh,
and
really?
and, and all of that in my ventures.
When 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 we closed our first property, my wife got scared because now
Oh, yeah, oh.
we have like $3,000 in debt or 300 in debt, and now I explained because she's not used to debt, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
try to
Yeah,
explain to
but then
her.
like so like this year, my wife started a staging business, right?
Uh huh.
And for those of you guys that don't know what staging is it's when you go into a home that's empty and you furnish it. You put furniture in there, you put decor in there, make the house look nice. Kind of like you walk
Yeah.
into a new model home and everything's all there, but when you buy it, none of the stuff come with it. It's an empty house.
Yeah.
So we stage homes, and when we first started that business this year, like she was afraid of getting into debt, and I had to tell her, look, if you're spending $500 but you're making 1,005,
Yeah.
I would do that every day.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Cabal, so you have to look at it like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're in debt for 300,000 now because of a house. But what if you rent it out and they're paying
Yeah.
for the mortgage?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then your equity is going down. And one day you refinance and pull out that money, go buy another house like what Chai does.
Yeah.
But then you never pay for that mortgage.
Yeah. Exactly.
Cabal, so that's the power of debt if you use it correctly.
Yeah. 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 And I had to like convince her on that, but she's fine now.
Yeah.
I think. All right. So we're kind of towards the end of our conversation here. I just want to ask some more questions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, from people that I did a post and people wanted to ask you some questions.
I saw those,
Um,
man. Funny.
yeah, if
Yeah.
you guys want, please comment below too, on the Facebook stream, or if you're watching this on YouTube later, go ahead and put your comment, like, share, and let people know because we come every Sunday, to discuss topics and try to help each other out. Try to help the mall community and anybody that's interested in real estate out. Anyway, so yeah, try to ask your questions. I'm gonna read some of the questions that people asked before. So let's
Okay.
see. Pull that up. Okay. Um, what does he eat every day to be? These are some funny questions. So.
I know. I was reading it. I'm like,
Oh, you saw?
wow.
Yeah. Key Vang's been really active, so I'm gonna ask you a question. He says, "What do you eat every day to become a millionaire?" Because you were hungry earlier.
What do I eat? Like physically or mentally?
I think it's both. I think more like a metaphor too.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
got
yeah,
his question. The way he worded it was just funny. Yeah, I know,
yeah,
Key. Yeah, thanks for asking the question, Key. But what in the beginning, what I ate every day was like I was always surrounding myself with like-minded people.
yep,
I remember when I started this venture, there was a lot of friends and family that didn't really understand this kind of environment. So they looked at me as like, oh, I think I'm better than them. Kabal. So I
yeah,
had to always consume myself in positivity. And that could be like podcasts, YouTube videos or like just encouraging music. And I also had like a really, really good support group that would always encourage me to like make phone calls and learn my script and all of that. And then really my clients motivate me a lot. Like whenever I show them a home and knowing where they came from and delivering the keys, that motivated me a lot too, because some people think that will never be possible, like my wife, until they
Yeah.
get the
Yep.
keys and it's like, man, we arrived, we made it. Kabah. So that's really encouraging. So hopefully that answers your question.
So every day we listen to a podcast.
Every day, dude. There's motivations everywhere. Kabah. Like
Yeah.
I make a lot of YouTube videos, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes people ask me, where do you get these ideas from? Don't you run out of ideas to talk about? Sometimes when I'm driving, I'll
Yeah.
get the best idea. And I think Key put this on Facebook the other day. I
Uh,
had to stop over, pull over, and take some good notes from this podcast.
oh
And I
yeah.
do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I do that. Sometimes I'll drive and I'll be like, oh, that's such a good idea to make a video on. Hold on, hold on. I'll pull over. I'll put it on my little note.
Yeah.
Make video on selling a house like this. Goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll do that. So my notepad in my phone has all these ideas that I haven't even finished yet. Goodbye.
Yep. Yep.
So I'll do that. And so that's really important. You got to be aware that whenever you have a good idea, it's only in that moment. So you try to remember it in an hour, you're not going to remember that good idea.
It's also why some of your videos are on your in your car when you do your
Yeah.
vlog. Your vlog.
Yeah. Sometimes whenever I do my vlogs, it's in my car because I'm always in my car having good ideas because I'm a
Yeah.
realtor. I'm always going to be in my car showing a
Yeah. Yeah.
home. Goodbye.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your educational background? Were you like you got PhD in business?
Heck no. Dude, I finished. I got my diploma in high school. That's it.
Oh, okay. And then
And then when I went, so I spoke Che, right?
yeah,
I don't know how to touch vehicles. All I knew was put gas in it and drive.
yeah,
So how I became a smog tech was I went to UTI because I remember me and my wife, we were struggling for a long time, and I was like, man, I need a better job. I can't be doing this 4-hour shift. And
yeah,
so I remember in high school there was a rep that came and sold us on UTI automotive tech.
yeah,
So I went to UTI because then they said that you could get a good job after 2 years, right? So it
yeah,
was like a vocational school.
yeah,
So I went there. That's how I got my smog license. So
yeah,
I
yeah.
guess that's my highest education.
That's your highest education. But you're not using that now. You got your
Oh
license.
heck no! I'm not using that now. No.
Yeah. Let's see. I think maybe a few more questions. What's your secret to become a millionaire?
Man, I'm not even a millionaire yet. Like what Ty says, right? You have no excuse to take days off if you're not a millionaire.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's why
so
you're here, dude.
that's true. That's why I'm
That's what
here, still hustling. For me, I think how I will become a millionaire is the money that I make from the business,
Yeah,
meaning the staging, the wholesaling, the invest in the real estate business, the money from that, buy flips, buy
yeah,
home. Because again, I have a lot of people that send me off market deals
yeah,
to
yeah,
where I could probably buy it at a good deal or partner up with somebody and flip it.
yeah,
If not that, then the homes I buy as a poor man's investment,
yeah,
I'll rent it out. So this house right here, we are planning to rent it out.
yeah,
We're planning on renting it out and using that income to help us buy our next home
yeah, yeah.
because it's almost time. It's almost that 2-year mark.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
So I need to start planning, right?
yeah, yeah,
So when it gets to 2-year mark, I don't know if I'm gonna sell it or I'm gonna rent it out because rent
yeah,
right now is super good
yeah,
in
yeah.
the Sacramento
So,
area. So
so you're running your a couple of real estate related businesses, and then you want to take that funds, whatever money you make, you're probably gonna put that more into some real estate investment
yep,
type. Yeah,
real
and
estate is
that's
probably
how
the
you.
best investment ever.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
who said it? The best investment on earth is earth.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, one of the guys.
That's true.
So
That's really good. And
yeah,
real
yeah,
estate is
that's what
built
it
on
is.
land.
All right, some personal questions then, because we're kind of towards the end. If you guys just joining us, if you want, please comment below, ask your questions for Chia. He'll answer them. Even if we're not able to answer right now, we'll go back and answer them. If you're
Yeah.
watching this on YouTube later, go ahead and leave comments below. Let us know what you like, even what you don't like, because that's what Chia said, right?
Yeah.
You were like,
That
hey,
helps
what
a
are
lot.
your videos? You were like, give me a thumbs down if you. So,
You have to, yeah.
yeah,
Thumbs
yeah,
down is a comment. Come on.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
you need to work on your craft, and the only way you can work on your craft is when you get critique.
yeah, yeah. Yep. So, yeah, we're geared towards the end. I'm just gonna ask some more personal questions, and then we'll leave it at that.
Personal.
What do you do other than real estate?
I like to make these videos. I like to make videos. I like to just spend time with my family, hang out with family. You know, last night we were with some family members. This past week, I had to go and help my wife stage a
Uh-huh.
home
Okay.
and prepare for a listing. We did an open house yesterday in Fairfield. That's like an hour away.
Yeah.
So you know, either when you're a realtor or when you're an entrepreneur, I should say, you don't
Yeah.
really have a day off.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember my first year as a realtor, my wife wasn't used to it. My every time I go to dinner, my phone always rang every
Yeah.
5 seconds. Like clients
Yeah.
will call me left and right to go and look at this house, scheduling and all that. Escrows will call me, emailing me about, hey, when is the deposit coming in? Like little things like that. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think as an entrepreneur, you don't ever have a day off. So I like my schedule because it's super flexible. I can do whatever I want, but
Yeah.
I'm always working. So like right now, I'm working, making this video with you. I'm
Yeah.
working,
Yeah.
because this
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
this is also marketing. This is
Yeah.
exposure. This is knowledge giving. You're giving back to the community,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so I'm always working. Like after this, I'm gonna go and meet up with the seller, and
Yeah.
it's Sunday. Come on,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like every day I'm working, dude.
But I think if you're doing the work that you want and you like to
Yeah,
do,
it's not really considered
then
work.
yeah, it's not really work, right? I think that's the difference versus versus you doing the smog stuff. I mean, you don't like it, so
True.
this like you know, yeah, you're getting some income from there, but and you're working less hours over there. But
Yeah,
I think doing what you do and being able to help the community, help other people, and still make a good living and build your career and your business, I think that's. I mean, you're working more hours, but it's what you want, what you like, you know.
yeah, you're working more hours, and it's not really labor intensive. It's more
Yeah,
mentally challenged
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because you go through
Uh,
a lot, dude.
yeah. All right. What do you like to do for fun?
Dude,
Other than your videos.
for fun, I like to fish.
Uh-huh.
I
Okay.
like to fish. I used to have a kayak. I used to go out every week and go bass fishing on my kayak.
Yeah.
And I used to break dance, dude.
Oh, yeah,
I used to
yeah.
compete. I used to
you,
compete a lot. Yeah.
you still break dance?
No, if I do it now, dude, I'll probably end up in the ER room. Well, you don't stay in shape, man. It's so
Yeah.
hard to do. I could probably still do it, but look, la.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Those muscles. All right, we're good. We're towards the end already. So, what are some book recommendations that you have? I know that you do a lot of these motivations and everything like that. You read
I,
books, right?
I think a good book, two good books to start out with if you're planning to become an entrepreneur is Poor Dad Rich Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah.
That changes your mindset. And then the second book is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Compound Effect is such a small book, you could probably get done with it in a day.
yeah.
But it's the message on the compound effect is huge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I like that book too. That's great. Like he
that's a
compared
good book.
the I think he compared like three different people in there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
awesome.
just from small little decisions in life lead to a big impact. Come on.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's important. So like again, two, showing up to the office.
Yeah, I gotta go. I know. This week I'm gonna go and I'll tag you when I'm up there.
Yeah. Take a
I'm in my
picture and be like,
office.
"Shit, I'm at the office, bro."
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll
So
let you.
so little things like that has such a big impact on your success. And
Yeah,
people don't
yeah,
see that. People think that oh, it's really, really little. I don't need to do it. I want to do something big.
Yeah,
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 but you can't do something big until you start with the small stuff. Come
yeah,
on.
yeah. All right. That those two books are great, man. I love those. I read. I yeah, I re-listen to it and read it all the time
Yeah,
again.
when you
Yeah,
re-listen to it in a different phase of your life, you start hearing new words. It's
yeah,
like, what?
yeah,
I didn't hear this the first time I read it.
yeah, for
Oh,
real.
did he change it? Come on. It's because you get a new perspective now. Come on.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, so
for
it's
sure.
good.
All
Those
right.
books
Any
are good to
last
read.
tips? You know, even for homeowners, our mom community, new investors, seasoned investors, because you work with all these people. So any last tips or thoughts?
If you're afraid to get into real estate or become a homeowner, for homeowners, okay, for homeowners, if you're afraid to buy a home because you heard all these bad stories about owning a home and about the crash that happened in '08 and how people was paying stuck in this balloon payment, um, don't be afraid of that. As long as you know, as long as you have somebody that's able to help you, like a local expert that's willing to educate you first
Yeah,
before actually helping you buy a home, then that's good because they're gonna tell you what's gonna be bad for you, pros and cons. So uh, jump in because it's better to buy it now and wait for the market to change
yeah,
versus wait for the market to change and then buy it because you lose out.
yeah,
You're gonna lose out on a lot of the benefits. Because like let's say you think houses are too high right now and you want to just keep renting.
yeah,
Yeah, well, every month you're paying rent. You're not getting tax benefit on that.
yeah,
Imagine you're using that rent towards that mortgage, and then
yeah,
you're paying it down now. You're getting equity, and you're getting tax benefit. It's actually more worthwhile versus you renting and trying to save up till the
yeah,
market
yeah,
goes down.
yeah, yeah,
Because amount that yeah, you know what I mean? They
yeah, yeah,
refi again.
yeah,
So don't be afraid to jump in now and buy a home
yeah,
because everybody needs a home, whether you're rent, because everybody's paying a rent, everybody's paying a
yeah,
mortgage. But the question is that mortgage yours or is it your landlord's?
yeah. Exactly. Yep.
So I'd
That's
rather
what.
pay my own. I'm not gonna pay a landlord. I'd rather pay my own mortgage. Come on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So I look at it like that. Investors too. Investors know this. You know,
yep,
investors they buy a home, they live in it. They buy a cheap home, they fix it, and then they live in it, and then they sell it or they rent it out. They just repeat. Real
yeah,
estate is so simple, but it's also really simple not to do.
yeah. Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
Man,
That's
Chai, you came in at the last minute, bro.
give him a break. He's out of town right now, so
Oh yeah, it's true.
he's not used to the California time.
Oh yeah, he's in Fresno. He's leaving
Yeah, he's in
tomorrow.
Fresno, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's not used to Cali. Uh,
But yeah,
okay. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. If people want to know more about you, and they need help or just want to talk to you, oh, I think your battery died. All right, we lost Chia because his battery died, but we're towards the end already, anyways. So if you guys can, please go to Chia Talks. Just search on YouTube. I'll put the link below too. Go and subscribe to this guy. He gives great content. Um, oh, you're back. All right.
sorry about that.
Batteries, man.
I totally forgot to change out the battery right there to make it charger.
It's okay. Where can people find more about you?
My Facebook account, YouTube, Chia Talks. It's one
Yeah,
word. Don't
yeah,
separate the two. You won't find me that way. It needs to be
yeah,
Chia Talks. They could contact me through Facebook, man. I'm on social media every day. It's my business. If
yeah,
you're not on social media, you don't exist, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Social media.
yeah, I'll put the link below on here too. But go ahead, go to his YouTube channel, subscribe. Go to Chia's Facebook page, follow him. Um, and he got a bunch of content. So I'm grabbing all the free content I can from you, man. So I suggest all you guys should be doing the same thing. All right.
Yeah, man, it's free information. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
I think what happens is when one more tip,
Yeah.
when don't take for granted what you have. Because when you take for granted something that you have, it gets taken away
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, man. So
All
if you
right,
guys
bro.
want, if you guys like him back, comment and say you want Chia back. So then he'll come back and we'll discuss more. you have so much knowledge about the market because you're studying this all the time. The market trends,
Yeah.
interest rate, all this other information that I just want to talk to you for like hours, right? So if you guys want
Yeah.
more information about all this other real estate related market stuff and all these additional tips, like, comment, share, and say that you want Chia back. And then we'll have him back in a few weeks or a few months to discuss with us a lot more. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks
Okay.
for
So
having
that's
me,
it.
bro. It was fun.
Yeah. It's fun. Thanks a lot, man. I learned a lot. I'm going to start going to the office.
Yeah, go to the office and tag me. I'll
Yeah.
keep you accountable.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Thanks, man.
All right, bro.
Yeah. Have a good rest of the day.
Okay, go yeah.
Yeah. Talk to you later.